All right, here we go. Louisiana Purchase Part 2, the Corps of Discovery, the return trip back to St. Louis.
Where are we starting over?
No.
All right, Brady. Brady, tell me where the Corps of Discovery is located at the present time in our lecture. Where are they?
Fort Clatsop.
That's right, attaboy. And they were there how many days? About 120 days. And how many days did it not rain? Well, that's it. So they're going to be happy to get back. So it is on March 23rd, 1806. On March 23rd of 1806 that the Corps of Discovery began their journey home. March 23rd, 1806. They're going to bring their journey home. Now, what are they going to follow and which way are they going to be going? What are they going to follow when they leave Fort Clatsop? Okay, but what specific river? Columbia River. And they're going to be going upstream or downstream? Upstream. Very good. Until the Continental Divide. So they're going to leave on March 23rd, 1806, and they're going to follow the Columbia River. And they'll be going upstream. Well, they get going at the Columbia River and they find out they left a little early, so they had to wait for the snow to melt so they could get over the Lolo Trail. So they actually leave, follow the Columbia River, but are forced to camp for almost a month away from Fort Clatsop to wait for the snow to melt over the Lolo Pass. So they actually kind of predicted it. You know, it was nice where they were at, so to speak, but they didn't take into consideration the mountain pass. So they actually leave Fort Clatsop on March 23rd of 1806, and they get up the Columbia River a period of ways, and then they find out, oh my goodness, we'll never get over the Lolo Trail until we let the snow melt. So they camp for like almost a month. Okay? So they actually leave their camp on June 15th, 1806. Now, they didn't leave, let me rephrase that. This is when they got over the Lolo Pass. So, March 23rd, 1806, they leave, they travel for a period of time. They have to wait almost a month for the snow to melt so they can get over the pass. They finally get over the pass on June 15th, 1806. That's when they're over the pass and clear. So, on March 23rd, 1806, the Corps of Discovery began their homeward journey. The expedition followed the Columbia River, but were forced to camp for nearly a month, waiting for the snow to melt. It was important for the snow to melt so the expedition could cross over the Lolo Pass. When the snow melted, they left, and they completed their journey over the Lolo Pass on June 15, 1806. Now, when they got over the Lolo Pass, not a lot of people know this, anything about Lewis and Clark. At that point, Lewis and Clark decided to split up for the return trip through Montana, back through Montana. And where are they going to meet then, do you think? If you think about where are they going to meet? At the mouth of the Yellowstone River. So one of them is going to go north back through Montana, and one of them is going to go south back through Montana. So it was at this point, on June 15th, 1806, when they crossed the Lolo Trail, that Lewis and Clark made the decision to split up for the return trip back through Montana. Now, their plan is to reunite at the mouth of the Yellowstone River. Remember, that's in present-day North Dakota, where the Yellowstone River runs into the Missouri. Now, Lewis is going to travel north, and he's going to follow the Missouri River to the mouth of the Yellowstone. So Lewis is going to travel north from Lolo Trail. He's going to follow the Missouri River, and then he's going to meet Clark at the mouth of the Yellowstone. Obviously then, Clark would travel south, and what river is he going to follow? Mouth of the, so evidently it's going to run into the Missouri. Mouth of the what? Where are they going to meet? Mouth of what river? Yeah, so he's going to follow the Yellowstone River, which is south back through Montana. So, Lewis will go north and follow the Missouri River, pretty much the route they took before, whereas Clark is going to go the southern route, and he's going to follow the Yellowstone River. Once they get to the Continental Divide, are both of them going to be able to travel downstream on those rivers? Absolutely. Okay? Why did Lewis want to go north? What did he want to spend more time exploring, do you think? He explored for a little bit, but then quit.
You wanted to see that timber maybe?
Well, maybe, but there was a specific area. No, past that.
At the mouth of the Mariah.
Very good, Branson. Yeah. He went up a little ways, remember, up the Marias, looking for that water route to the Missouri, and found out it wasn't the right one. But he was curious, so he wanted to go back north so he could explore the area of the Marias River. Very good, Moore. That's his main reason. So Lewis and his men would further explore the Marias River before they then would travel down the Missouri and meet with Clark. That was his whole purpose, okay? And we'll talk about Lewis's return first. Well, they get from the Lolo Pass, or Lolo Trail, they go up the Missouri, then down the Missouri after it switches directions, and they explore the Marias River. He gets a good look at that. And not long after that, as he's heading back down the Missouri, Lewis and his men encounter some Blackfeet Indians who are extremely hostile. They might have been the most hostile Indian tribe of that area of that time. So unfortunately for Lewis, after exploring the Marias River and getting back on the Missouri, shortly after getting on the Missouri, they encounter hostile Blackfeet Indians. Well, when the Blackfeet saw Lewis and his men, they attempted to steal their weapons and horses. When the Blackfeet spotted Lewis and his men, they made an attempt to steal their horses and weapons. And what happened? We had a fight. And during this ensuing fight, after the Blackfeet made an attempt to steal both weapons and horses from Lewis and his men, 2 Indians were killed, so Lewis decided it was time to skedaddle. You know what that means?
Get out of there.
Get the heck out of there, retreat, get out of there, run, okay? So after this fight that ensues, because the Blackfeet are trying to steal Lewis's horses and weapons, they have a fight, 2 Blackfeet Indians are killed, and Lewis makes the decision, it's time to skedaddle, we need to get out of here. And so they're spending a bunch of their time running. Matter of fact, they covered 100 miles in just 24 hours, which is fast time. Fast time when you're not driving a car, right? So they went 100 miles in 24 hours. They were on the run, trying to get away from these hostile Blackfeet. So again, Lewis and his men would further explore the Marias River before traveling down the Missouri to meet with Clark. And after exploring the Marias River, Lewis and his men encountered hostile Blackfeet Indians. The Blackfeet made an attempt to steal both weapons and horses from Lewis and his men. In an ensuing fight, 2 Indians were killed, so Lewis decided to skedaddle, and his men traveled over 100 miles in just 24 hours. Tomorrow we'll tell you about Clark. Basically, what's Lewis doing? He's going to get them out of the Yellowstone way sooner than Clark is because of the skedaddling. Okay? All right, we'll finish this up. We're not finished it. We'll continue tomorrow.